Throughout the course of the exorcism, Father Bowden and his team encountered many disturbing and supernatural events. They saw tiny pitchfork and lines move from under the boy's thighs down to his ankle. The possessed boy also spat a found substance at a priest attending to him from across the room with incredible accuracy. On one occasion, when the boy had a violent seizure, the team tried to restrain him, but he overpowered them and broke the nose of one of their members named Walter Halloran. This story is brought to you by the Susbox. Drop us a like, hit the subscribe button, and let's sink right into the story. On a dark, fateful night in Missouri, in the year 1949, a young priest at St. Louis University was abruptly awoken by a diabolical laughter that chilled him to the bone. He was staying at Verhagen Hall, where the Jesuits resided at the time, just 20 feet away from a rear window in the rectory. As he sat in his small room, praying, he heard the laughter coming from outside the window. He had never heard anything like it before, and was immediately filled with dread. He quickly approached the window to try and see what was causing the strange noise, but to his surprise, there was nothing to be seen. But what he had heard was the strange and supernatural behavior of a 14-year-old boy from Mount Rainier, Maryland, who many believed was possessed by demons. During these nocturnal episodes, the boy would suddenly become incredibly strong, his body distorting and transforming in ways that defied explanation. He would grow in strength, and his body would contort in unnatural ways, with his heels touching the back of his head and forming a loop. The priests who witnessed this behavior were stunned and couldn't believe what they were seeing. Despite this, the doctors who were monitoring the boy's pulse and blood pressure during these fits could find no change. The bed he was laying on would shake violently, and obscene words and images would appear on his skin, as if they were raised red welts. It all began in January of that year, when Roland was just an ordinary boy living in suburban Washington, with a close relationship with his spiritualist aunt Harriet. After her death, strange and inexplicable things started happening in the family's home. There were strange noises, objects flying or levitating on their own, and bizarre occurrences when the boy was nearby. His condition worsened, and his voice and behavior changed, becoming unrecognizable and demonic. The family's minister suggested they consult a Catholic priest, and that was when they met Father William S. Bowden. On his first visit to Roland, he observed the boy speaking in a guttural voice and exhibiting an aversion to anything sacred. He was convinced that he was dealing with a true possession case. During the exorcism, Father Bowden and his team would see messages appear on Roland's skin, as if they were being written by an unseen force. They saw the word "go" and St. Louis, and later, Saturday, and 3.5 weeks. No one could explain these messages or the strange forces at play. It was believed that Roland was possessed by 10 demons, as indicated by the Roman numeral X that appeared on the boy's chest. But the most disturbing event occurred one night when the boy turned to one of the attending Jesuits and spoke in a voice that was not his own. He told the man that he would die in 10 years and burn in hell. The Jesuit, who had a fondness for strong drink, was so unnerved by the voice that he stopped drinking for the rest of his life. Throughout the course of the exorcism, Father Bowden and his team encountered many disturbing and supernatural events. They saw tiny pitchfork and lines move from under the boy's thighs down to his ankle. The possessed boy also spat a found substance at a priest attending to him from across the room with incredible accuracy. On one occasion, when the boy had a violent seizure, the team tried to restrain him, but he overpowered them and broke the nose of one of their members named Walter Halloran. For 3.5 weeks of excruciating torture, the team fasted and prayed fervently, and finally the demon was casted out. The boy returned back to his own senses and lived a normal life. As for Father Bowden, his wisdom about exorcism was heavily challenged, and he spent most of his years studying the scriptures in search of answers. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this story, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more sus stories.